Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Lena. Welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to recommend you standalones. I've been a huge fan of standalones lately. I don't know why. I usually prefer series, honestly. I don't know. There's something about series that I just find very satisfying. Sorry, I needed this. I'm very sorry about the glare, but necessity. Yeah, I've been really liking standalones lately, so I thought I would share some of the ones that I've been reading more recently that I've really enjoyed. So this is a very kind of extensive one, I'm not gonna lie. I went a little bit out of hand, but let's just get started. So the book that gave me this idea, Severance by Lena. I really love this book. If you like something like Station 11, this is very similar. This is also about biters, but it's not about what happened with the world. It's just about this girl in particular and how she handled things. I don't know. I really liked it. It's very metaphorical and lyrical. It's just, it turned the right pieces for me. Like, I really liked it. The same as Station 11. I really liked the book. I do prefer the series. The show, I mean, I really prefer that one. I don't know, it just had like a very good vibe to it, but I really like this one. I highly recommend it. It also touches on some very specific topics. I really liked it. Like, you need to find out. You need to find out. Like, this book is great. Then a sci-fi one. This is Far From the Light of Heaven by Chad Thompson. I'm very happy. If you didn't like Rosewater, you're fine with this one. It's kind of similar because, I mean, it's the same author, but it's more manageable. At least for my brain, it was more manageable. But basically, you're going to float this ship and they wake up and someone was murdered and they have to figure out what the hell happened. I do have to say that it was resolved too early for my taste. But besides that, the rest was great and I will highly recommend it, honestly. Like, great sci-fi. Not especially hard sci-fi, but sometimes very like mystical. So still highly recommend this one. Then I have here one of the books that we read for the book club. This is Nettle and Bone, which I didn't love, but I think it probably was because of my own expectations. Like, the book on itself is great. It's more of a dark fairy tale than horror fantasy like it was tech. Definitely a dark fairy tale vibe, but you're going to follow this princess and she finds out that the consort of her sister is been beating her, so she decides to basically kill him. And that's the story. Like, she's trying to find ways to kill him because the kind of bone of his family is that they are not immortal but unkillable. She has to find like a god fairy. It's just great. I just really like that aspect, but I was expecting something different, more horror related than a dark fairy tale. So that's probably why I didn't love it as much as the rest. But I think we were all just like very mixed up. Definitely dark topics here, but really cool in general. So if you like a very dark vibes, you're probably going to really like Nettle and Bone. Then I have here Rabbits. If you like paranoia books, this is the book for you. If you like something like House of Leaves, where you're just like being played a little bit, probably going to really like this one. It's basically, how can I explain this? Like, the later is just so weird, but in Rabbits, you have this game and it kind of collides with reality, something like Sword Art Online, but very weird. Like, the ending was just like, what? I do have to say that the last part was a little bit too cookie cutter for me. But overall, the story was great, so I will highly recommend if you like sci-fi, mystery sci-fi, like very weird, just like, oh my god, what the hell is going on type of book. This one. Then a horror one, The Troop. Oh my god, disgusting. It's basically about a group of kind of Boy Scouts that are trapped on an island with a weird disease, and they are left there and no one's trying to find them because, you know, they are kind of quarantined. It's weird, very disgusting once you find out what the hell is going on, but overall a great horror novel that will make you feel uncomfortable. Then I have here Between Two Fires, which is another dark fantasy book that I actually quite enjoyed but didn't love. I read it this year, if I'm not mistaken. It's more like historical fiction, historical horror. Is that a category? But you're basically going to follow this mercenary, and he is basically tasked with getting this girl to this safety, to this place. It's just basically a bodyguard service, but there's a really weird shit going on. There's creatures out there trying to kill her, and the ending, a bit meh, but the whole book in general, good. I actually quite enjoyed it. I feel like I should read it again because I was in a very weird mood. I think that I will like it more now than when I read it. But if you like dark fantasy or horror in general, you're probably going to really like this. There's also a lot of talk of religion because it's definitely historical. If you like that aspect, you're probably going to really like this one. Then another one that I read quite recently, the Kaiju Preservation Society. This is so weird. This is a sci-fi book that is set on Earth where we have kaijus living among us. If you don't know what a kaiju is, it's basically a gigantic monster. Pacific Rim is my thing, okay? I just... But it's great. It's very weird, very eerie. Like, sure, why not? But I just love this support. Like, if we have them and we have like just to take care of them a little bit, it was very weird, but I actually really liked it. It's just classy, so it has a good chunk of humor on it. I think it worked. Like, I didn't dislike it, which is usually what happens. I'm a huge fan of humor in books. I'm sad like that. I'm sorry. But in this one, it kind of worked. So don't be discouraged by that. But yeah, it's weird, but I really liked it. Then another horror one. Oh, I kind of shit my pants with the first chapter of this book. Like, it's so fucking scary, especially if you're alone at night in your house, in bed. Like, the setup is just to make you feel scared, basically. This is Stalling Tongues, and this was actually a web story that was turned into a book, and man, it worked. Like, it started as a creepypasta, the first chapter, and then it expanded. Great. Native folklore. Fucking fantastic. Very scary. I think it's scarier the first half, because as always, when it gets resolved, it's less mysterious, less scary. But still, I literally read this book on one sitting because I was just like, I cannot handle reading this book at night. Like, I just want to finish it. And it was great. It was great. I highly recommend it. I wish this one had an audiobook. Like, I would probably shit my pants, honestly. But I think it would definitely work. It would be super scary. So I highly, highly recommend this one. It was great. It's very like, it's not like jump scary like a movie, but it's just very like, it constricts you with fear. Like, oh my god, this is so... it makes you uncomfortable. It's great. Then, this is super weird, but I just really love this book. This is Manhunt. Indeed, you're seeing what you're seeing in this bag. But this is basically about a world... This is a post-apocalyptic book. This is about a world where... every man died, and they became, well, not died, they got kind of infected, and they became basic fucking savages, like so extreme. And oof, be delicate with this book. Like, it has some gruesome scenes. Like, it was, it's been a long time since a book made me this uncomfortable, not because of the topic, but because of the depictions of some scenes. Like, they're so graphic. Dude, I'm so used to seeing gore and such, but this, I literally had my headphones on and I was just like, just stopped in the middle of the fucking street being just like, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. This is the book about hunting down turfs. Fucking phenomenal. But it's very gruesome. Like, careful. If you have like a delicate stomach or you cannot handle like very extreme scenes, do not try this book. Definitely not, because it's very hard to read at times. Then a couple of shorter ones. The Freeze Frame Revolution, extremely hard sci-fi, fucking amazing. It's basically about a ship that has like, it's very hard to explain, but they build wormholes. And the thing is, the people that work in the ship have been doing this for centuries, because they are put to sleep and they're brought back, put to sleep, brought back. And now they feel like the AI that's controlling the ship is kind of a bit cuckoo, so they are trying to take it down. But it's very hard because they are constantly being put in cryo. So it's just so convoluted. I love this one. Love this one with a passion. This author is fantastic. It's the same author as Blindside. It's great. try it. Then the other one, Hellmouth, if you like horror fantasy, is very similar to Between Two Fires, but I like this one more. This is a short novella about a group of soldiers that are basically sent to hell. It's fucking great. And I'm not going to tell you anything else because it's very, very short. Like, I don't think it reaches the 100-page mark. So check it out. It's great. I highly, highly recommend this one. Then we have a Lexicon, which if you like Bit Nostra or Babel, you're going to really like it because of the language aspect of it. Basically, is a dual time book where you have the present and the past. And in the past, we have these two characters and they are being taught, well, one of them is being taught how to use language and make it like a power. And in the present timeline, and they are hunting down the responsible for massacre in a town. I really need a physical copy of this book. I'm definitely getting one. Probably in Spanish so my mom can read it, but it's just fucking great. I highly recommend it. I got this book from Tori. It's one of her favorite books, and with the reason, like, it's just fucking amazing. I cannot recommend it enough. Then we have Under Fortunate Stars, which I read this year and actually really liked. It is a very condensed sci-fi story, time travel. We're set in this ship and they get a distress signal from another ship, but the thing is, the ship that they rescue is actually a super well-known ship that was supposed to have ended the war, I think 100 years prior. So they're just like, wait, what the hell is going on? So it's very like putting every piece into place and they fit, and now the story is full. It's great. I really liked it. Works great. It has like a bit of a mystery and some scary parts to it, which I really liked. I highly recommend this one, especially the audiobook was great. And then the last one is going to be A Dowry of Blood. If you like historical fantasy, horror, gothic horror especially, and vampires, you're going to love this. It's basically a retelling of the Brides of Dracula, but fat Dracula, like, it's just great. I really, really liked it. It's also told on letter form, which I love. I just really like mixed media. You know, when they are told in different aspects, not just like straight up narration. Love it. But yeah, it's fantastic. If you're looking for like a really cool, solid read, A Dowry of Blood is fantastic. Do not check out the new version of it. Apparently it has an epilogue that is fucking terrible. My edition didn't have that because it was still self-published when I read it. So don't bother. Apparently it's fucking awful. But yeah, Dowry of Blood, super solid. I really, really liked it. I highly recommend it. So yeah, those are all the standalones. I think they were a bit too much. But do you have any standalones that you're just like, yeah, these standalones are great? If you do, just please let me know down in the comments below. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye.